Welcome guys to the Meet Damien live stream. I am Damien, and today we're going to be taking a look at Bitcoin like we normally do. We'll take a look at some of your altcoins. If you guys have any requests for altcoins, go ahead and put them in. And then, yeah, we'll take a look at some of these coins, and we're going to talk about how we're going to talk about Bitcoin first, and how I think if we stay above this key level, that we'll actually see higher prices here for Bitcoin and crypto. Like, Bitcoin is actually doing what I want it to be doing. I think a lot of people are happy with the way Bitcoin ended the week last week. We'll take a look at the weekly candle close as well, and we'll take a look at the monthly candle close. See how the monthly candle is looking here. But yeah, we're first gonna get started here with Bitcoin, and then we'll do the requests here. Right now, Bitcoin is currently trading at 115,268, climbing up. We did see Bitcoin get as high as 116,400 earlier this morning. I mean, we could zoom in. Let's take a look at the 1 hour chart here real quick. When exactly did that happen? I think that might have happened while some of you guys were sleeping. This happened at like 3 o'clock in the morning. Bitcoin at $116,410. What a way to start the week here. Okay. But the key level that I'm looking at for Bitcoin right now is on the daily chart, and it's above this green line here. This is the 50-day moving average. Okay. If Bitcoin's going to be bullish, it has to get above this green line and stay above this green line and just continue moving on to higher prices here. So this is what we want to see out of Bitcoin. All right. We want to see Bitcoin be bullish, become more bullish here, and actually lead us to higher prices here. And that's going to cause these moving averages, which is the 200-day, the 100-day, and the 50-day, to start going up as well as it tries to catch up to the price of Bitcoin. So the price of Bitcoin needs to lead us to higher prices here. It needs to get above this $114,600 level here, which it did. You know, it did it last night and going into this morning. So that's good to see here. If I zoom out a little bit, this is also another crucial level for the Fibonacci guys out here. If you draw the fib from 126k down to 107k, which was the initial, the last swing low to the last swing high here, this 0.382 level here at 114,500 was a level that Fibonacci traders were looking for, and it's also confluent with the 50-day moving average. So we are looking good so far with Bitcoin doing what it's doing right now. And then, of course, the next higher level that we want to see is, can Bitcoin actually capture this 618 Fibonacci level here, this golden pocket at 119k? That's going to be a level of resistance probably later on this week. I'm not sure when that will happen, but if Bitcoin continues what it's doing, you're going to see it, go to higher prices. And 119k is going to be a tough area for us to get past initially, because it was a tough area back here in July. Okay. Bitcoin didn't really get above 120k, 119k. It didn't do it for too long. It only did it for like 1 day here in July, and then it did it like a couple of days here in August, and then it was here in October, the beginning of October, that we actually did see Bitcoin above 119, 120k here. It did it for a few days, and then it dropped down. Okay. So we know that this 119, 120k is a significant area of resistance. If we can get past that, then yeah, we're going to be talking about higher prices for Bitcoin, where we can see Bitcoin get to 130k. That's the 1272 Fibonacci extension above us. Okay, but I'm targeting this area as an area that's going to be probably a tough area for Bitcoin to get past. It might go sideways, and in the meantime, while Bitcoin's going sideways, that's going to be good for the altcoins. The altcoins are going to probably start going up while Bitcoin's going sideways. Okay, and hanging out near the all-time high. Okay, let's zoom out to the weekly chart. This is what Bitcoin did last week on the weekly chart here. We did see Bitcoin have a green candle, thankfully. Okay, pretty much canceled and invalidated all this bearish price action on the second week of October. So that's good to see. And then now we're kind of getting some positive follow through. So like, this is good to see here, that we're canceling the bears, the bears party here, that they thought Bitcoin was going to go below 100k. And we're canceling that party, and we're having a bullish party all over again here. So that's good to see. I like to see that on the weekly candle here. And then on the monthly candle, all right, believe it or not, we're no longer having a hunt for red October. We're actually having a green October here with a green monthly candle. It's kind of like an indecision candle. because you got like a wick going above you and a wick going below you and a small body. So there's a lot of indecision, and I think that's pretty much that sums up the markets here for cryptocurrencies. We're not sure, are we going to continue being bullish, or is this the top of the market and we're going down below 100K? I think we had, you know, we saw the bearish scare over the last couple of weeks, but I think you know, if we close the monthly candle here, which is what, 3 or 4 days from now, we can continue to go higher. And we can cancel out this bearish party here. You know, the bears only had like 1 month where they could scare us, and that was in August here. And it's been green. It's been green ever since like April. So this is good to see. I think people will become more believers here in crypto and Bitcoin. If we can finish a green month here in October, maybe near the all-time highs, and then who knows? Maybe we'll see higher highs going into November. But let me jump into the chat here, say hello to you guys. I did all that talking about Bitcoin. We talk about some of your coins here. Let's see. Mani from TikTok is saying, how much do you think Dogecoin can go up in this bull run? And I see Crypto Jedi's in the chat. Good to see you, Crypto Jedi. Shout out to Crypto Jedi. He also has a TikTok channel, and you guys should go check out Crypto Jedi if you can. Let me see if I can do a quick shout out here. All right, where's my TikTok? TikTok, what are you doing here? Let me reload TikTok here. But guys, you know, shout out to me first. Come join the Meet Damien TikTok channel here if you haven't already, and join the 5,400 followers that I got here. And then let's see if I could type in Crypto Jedi. See if I can get his channel up here. There we go. Ozzy, the Crypto Goat. He's got a good amount of followers as well on TikTok. You guys might want to check him out. He's doing still doing crypto on TikTok. I think he's trying to build up his YouTube channel. If you guys want to check him out on YouTube, and yeah, go ahead and give him a follow and a subscribe. All right. Check out the music video. Well, I got the music playing right now, and I do have the request, but I'll have to check that out on my own time. But yeah, I will give you a like and all that later on. I gotta stick to my following here. My people are asking me about crypto here, so I will look at that on my own time here. Okay. Appreciate you letting me know about that music video. Let's see. We have a guy here that's asked about Ethereum and Bitcoin. Let me go ahead and write those down. And then I'm not forgetting about you YouTube guys here. Give me a second. I'm gonna write down your requests as well. Okay. But I'll write down Ethereum. We did look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin, I think, is looking fine right now. I didn't look at the downside, but the upside is that Bitcoin probably gonna go to 119K. If it continues doing what it's doing here. Let's go back in the daily time frame here again. And you know, Bitcoin needs to stay above this 200-day moving average, and I can continue being bullish on Bitcoin. I like this. We're kind of getting almost a V-shaped recovery here, but yeah, Bitcoin needs to stay above 108K, 109K, and we can continue being bullish on Bitcoin. That's the short story of it. And let's see, what else do we have here? We have a request for LCX. We'll have to look at LCX, okay? And then, did I miss anything else here? Joni P says, do I think Bitcoin will go to all-time highs for the cycle? Yeah, I think we can still get a few more all-time highs on Bitcoin in the next couple of months here. As long as we stay above that 200-day moving average. Just stay above the 200-day moving average, and we'll possibly see all-time highs, and also stay above the 50-day moving average, which we're trying to do right now. And we'll see new all-time highs eventually. Crypto Coin Mindset is in here. Good to see you, Crypto Coin Mindset. Kevin Hawthorne, I see you as well. Dylan and John 316 and DZ. You guys got some requests here from me. DZ wants to take a look at SQD. We'll take a look at SQD as one of the first ones because I know you showed up first and asked for it. And then you want to look at PNG and Dog and Me. Alright. I'm gonna put Dog and Me towards the end here because that is 3 requests for you. And I want to get to the other requests for everybody here. And then we gotta look at the ZBCN. Alright, we'll look at Zbeck. Zbeck, got you. And John316 says you put a buy limit order on Bitcoin for 111K. Is that like right now, or did that order get filled? Because if it did, I think you're doing alright. But I'm, you know, maybe Bitcoin comes back to 111K and you actually get filled. I'm not sure what Bitcoin's going to do next here, but it looks like Bitcoin wants to go higher, not lower. And I think Bitcoin might just go sideways, to be honest, at 115K. Before it goes up to higher prices here, because we have to see how we handle ourselves above this 50-day moving average. All right, let's move on to SQD. Excuse me, guys. Let's look at the Subsquid. All right, so Subsquid currently trading at 12 cents, down 10.6% today. I do have a Fibonacci that I drew from 7 cents all the way up to the highs that we saw here at 30 cents. And Subsquid not doing what it needs to be doing to see higher prices. You are still in a downtrend here on Subsquid, and you're losing a crucial level that we wanted to stay above. We want to stay above this 0.236 level at 0.128 pennies here. You were trying to use that as support this weekend, and now you're losing it today. So this is not good. This is no bueno. Okay, and then also you're losing the 50-day moving average. This green line here. This green line was at 13 cents. You're losing that right now. So you're playing with fire right now. This thing looks like if it's gonna continue dropping, you're not gonna get any support until you get down to like these levels here at like 8 cents. Anywhere between like 6 to 8 pennies here is where you could buy some cheaper Subsquid. But that's very unfortunate that Subsquid is doing this, because I mean Bitcoin looks like it's about to go new all-time highs, and usually the rest of the cryptocurrencies, they follow along with Bitcoin, and this thing is doing the opposite. So I'd be very careful with this one. This one, something's wrong with it. I'm not sure why it's dropping while Bitcoin is climbing, but you know, you are in a downtrend still. And like I said, we could probably head down to like 6 to 8 pennies here. Look out below. I probably, you know, if you're in this long term and you want to make some money in the medium term, in the short term here, I would probably open up a leverage short. See if this thing does drop down. At least you'll make some money while it's dropping down, and then you can use the money that you shorted it with to scoop up some cheaper Subsquid at 6 to 8 pennies here. Not good. Not good. All right. If you're able to use this level of support, 13 cents, and not go any lower than what you're doing right now, then the next level to look for is 16 cents. That's your 0.382 Fibonacci right above you. Okay. That could act as a resistance, which was acting as support back here in the beginning of October here. But yeah, that's the next level to look for if this thing does become bullish for any reason here. But this is, oh my god, it seems like this red candle continues getting worse and growing longer and stronger in the wrong direction for the longs, for the bulls here. Not good, not good. All right, we'll move on to ZBCN. For John316 here. And guys, don't forget to hit that like button. And if you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. And for the TikTok guys, go ahead and hit that follow button if you haven't already, so you can see more TA with Damien here. We're looking at ZBCN. I have the Fibonacci lines drawn to the right here. ZBCN is currently trading at 38,800, down 4%. And I drew this Fibonacci here, which I think is still useful. Right now, we're just hanging above the 200-day moving average on ZBCN. This red line here is at 36,420. Funny enough, right? If you end up losing 36,000, then this is going to be, you know, bad for ZBCN, and it might be game over for ZBCN as far as going to higher prices. So don't lose that 200 moving average. But it is nice to see that we're at a Fibonacci level here, the 39,000 level at 0.382. Has acted as kind of support. We've lost it, you know, a couple of times here, but I think this is a level to still be looking for before we climb up to higher prices. So stay above 39,000, and you'll see that 45,000 level come up here, and hopefully in short time here, in short order. And then you are going to eventually want to see the price of this crypto get up to 618 Fibonacci at 51,000. I think that's all you should be really asking for here on ZBCN. I'm not sure if we're actually going to go higher than 50,000. Right? We got to first reclaim this level, which was acting as resistance back in October. Here in August was acting as resistance. We haven't really climbed above it since August. And when we did get above it in August, we were at 786 was acting as resistance. The 60,000 level was acting as resistance in August. But one level at a time. Stay above 39,000, and then you can try to see if we can get up to like 45,000. Maybe later on in November. I'm not sure if it's going to do it in October, but maybe later on in November, you can see 45,000 for ZBCN, and just one level at a time here. All right. We'll take a look at Ethereum and then PNG. Let's see how Ethereum's doing, because that was a request here. Ethereum is looking pretty fine. Trading at $4,184 here. It's probably gonna follow suit with Bitcoin. What I didn't like about Ethereum though, or over the last couple of weeks, couple of months, is we've actually been making lower highs here. So Ethereum is still in a downtrend, and it's also making lower lows. Okay, but it looks like the 100-day moving average. Excuse me, guys. Maybe I need to drink some water. It looks like the 100-day moving average has acted as support back here in October 10th. Okay, so hopefully that continues to act as support. I want to see Ethereum actually get above the 50-day moving average. Bitcoin has, excuse me, Bitcoin has gotten above the 50-day moving average, and Ethereum looks like it's going to try to do that as well. If we can get above the 50-day moving average, use that as support rather than resistance, then we'll see Ethereum go to higher prices, and the next level to look for is going to probably be this last level high here at 47.59. But then of course after that's going to be the all-time high of 49.50. Okay, that we saw back in that was back in August. Man, Ethereum, you need to get cracking along here. You need to start moving up higher here. Okay, instead of doing this lower high BS here. But I think Ethereum has some good support below it. If we do go down for any reason, I think this 100-day moving average should act as support. That 100-day moving average, that blue line is sitting at 36.79. It's right in between some fib levels here. It's not really matching up with any of the fibs here. But I think, if you can buy Ethereum for $3,500, you're doing pretty alright. And of course, $3,800 is another level to look for. But I think this might be the end of Ethereum going below $4,000 again, because if we're gonna see Bitcoin go to all-time highs, I don't think you're gonna see Ethereum go below 4K ever again. At least not until like this bull run is over. Okay, and if this bull run continues for Ethereum, we do have a 1272 above us at 5,700. That's a fib level to look for. And then we have a 1618 that says Ethereum could possibly get up to like 6,700. That might be later on this year, maybe going into early of 2026. We'll see if Ethereum can get up to 6,700 here. Let's see. John316 is in the chat, says he thinks it's going back down. What is going back down? Bitcoin or the market? What are we talking about? What's going to go back down? Or are you talking about ZBCN? Let me get back in the chat here for TikTok as well. Guys, don't forget to hit that like button. We're at 1,600 likes. Let's go ahead and see if we can get up to 2,000. All you gotta do is double tap that screen. Double tap the phone screen if you're using your phone here, and we can get 2,000 likes here on TikTok. Appreciate that. Thank you, M, for following me here on TikTok. We have a request here for XRP. Let me go ahead and write that down. We got a few more coins to look at, but we'll eventually get to XRP. Thank you for the request there. Did I see the NPC moves in the weekend? No. NPC. You want me to look at that as a request? Let me know if you want to make that a request there. And no, I haven't seen what NPC has done, but I can look at it. I can look at it on the chart here. Thank you, Sammy, for following me here on TikTok. Appreciate that. And I think that's it for requests. Let me see what are you saying here in the chat. Yeah, I think that's it for the request. We'll go ahead and start moving along here from Ethereum. We'll take a look at LCX and then PNG. I take it that LCX is a crypto you want me to look at, because I know there's a stock named LCX as well. Just let me know if you want me to look at the stock or the crypto, but we're gonna go with crypto because I'm assuming you want the crypto. All right, LCX currently trading at just under 11 pennies, down 3% today. I have looked at this this coin. I don't know if you requested it before, back in you know, maybe a few streams ago, but we have looked at this thing making kind of like a higher lows here, and it was in an uptrend, and then it was in a steeper uptrend back in August, but this is no longer applicable. And now you're still making higher lows. You're still in a could possibly an uptrend here, but this thing has a lot of work it needs to do, because you are below the 200-day moving average, that red line at 13 cents. I'm not going to become bullish on this asset until it actually gets above that red line at 13 cents. So get to 13 cents and I'll be more bullish on this crypto here. Let me just turn the music down on my end here. So a lot of work to do, but you know, while it's doing that work, you could make some money here. Let's just game plan this out. You know, a long position. I believe it should be a 30% move here. Yeah, if you go from where you are right now just to that 200 moving average. Oh no, it's actually more like a 22% move. But yeah, you got 22% upside here on LCX. And if you put your stop loss below the lows here in October, you're only risking about 6% on that trade. And it's a risk reward ratio of 3.5. Anything above 3 is considered a good trade. So, you know, it's a good trade to get into if you want, for LCX here. Just trying to get back up to that 200-day moving average, sitting above at 13 cents. But I don't know if you want me to give you Moonboy targets. If you want the Moonboy targets, yeah, you got to get above what you did here in August and get above like 17 cents. If you can do that, you know, getting up to like 16, 17 cents here, it's about a 64% gain. You got a 10-to-1 risk-reward ratio there. Yeah. We shall see. We shall see. But right now, I'm still going to lean towards being bearish. You know, as long as you're below that 200-day moving average, it's going to be bearish, right? The 200-day moving average is taking account all the price action over the last 200 days, and it puts it in an average. And it's saying that you can't even get above average until you get above that 200-day moving average, right? Get above the 200-day moving average. That means the buyers are stepping up to the plate here and actually buying LCX. But below the moving average, it just means that the sellers are in control and the sellers are continuing to sell it, as long as it's below the 200-day moving average. All right, moving on from LCX, we'll take a look at PNG. Is that PNG the stock or crypto? Because you guys have to clarify sometimes, because some of these requests, there are stocks that have the same ticker symbols here. But I'm assuming it's a crypto, so we'll take a look at Pangolin, unless you tell me otherwise. Pangolin currently trading at 8.5 cents here. And it's down 2.9% today. And Pangolin is also a crypto that's below its 200-day moving average. Has seen better days here back in December. Okay. Just like a lot of altcoins, they had like a little mini altcoin season in December. And since then, it's just been disappointing. You're at the same price that you're at back here in January of 2024. Okay, so the people here in January 2024, they're acting as support right now. Because they're just at break even. They're not going to click the sell button unless you go below like 6 or 5 pennies here. So I think 5 to 6 pennies is your support zone for now. I mean, you're kind of at support right now. But just looking at this thing, yeah, where are the buyers? Are the buyers going to show up? Let's look at the oscillators. Are the buyers showing up? Let's see. On the MACD, selling pressure was pretty steep here in October. And you're starting to get some green candles, so this could be the beginning of some hopium here for Pangolin. You want to see more green candles. You want to see like the green candles here on the MACD, like you saw back in July. That was a good month for Pangolin here, right? Back here in July, we saw Pangolin actually get above the 200-day moving average and actually get as high as like 20 cents. So I want to see some more green showing up on the MACD. So maybe we can get some higher prices here for Pangolin. RSI looks fine. I mean, you're making higher lows here, so that's the start of like buyers are actually showing up here. So there is kind of like some bullish divergence that was going on, where you were making lower lows on the price. However, you were making higher lows here on the RSI. So that could be the start of some bullish divergence and maybe a bottoming out here for Pangolin. And looking at Market Cipher B, Market Cipher B says that you've had bottom out. It even spells it out for you. You have bottom out. You had a green buy dot here on October 17th, which was what, 2 Fridays ago. And momentum is curving to the upside. And money flow is also curving up to the upside. Maybe you might start seeing some green here for Pangolin. You might actually see some higher prices. If this thing can flip from red to green, that means money is going into Pangolin, which you want to see that on the daily time frame here. And if we get, the flip to the green, then yeah, can we get back up to the 200-day moving average at 13 cents? Or maybe back here at this support zone here at like almost 12 cents here. We shall see. We shall see. We shall see. All right, moving on from Pangolin, we'll take a look at Dog and Me, and then XRP after that. All right, and NPC is a request. Okay, so I will look at NPC after XRP. Thank you for that request. And John316 says, can we look at the Latinas? John, I think I sent you a message on Discord. I think you should go check that out. But yeah, I'm not going to show any more of the Latinas. You guys keep teasing me about that. All right. Moving on from this one, we'll take a look at Dog and Me. Dog and Me. Do you got the dog in you? I think John316 has the dog in him. He's got the dog in him for Latinos. Alright, looking at Dog and Me. Currently, we're just going to call this 3,688. It's up 12% today, so it's actually getting some bids here. I think the meme coins are going to do pretty well this week, especially if Bitcoin's climbing back up to all-time highs. You'll see people trying to play catch-up here by buying the meme coins and trying to get those sick gains in meme coin world here. So Dog and Me looks like it's one of them that's actually catching the bids here with Bitcoin climbing up. After bottoming out here on October 17th, we saw this thing as low as like 2,200. You're about roughly like 50%, almost like 100% from that. Yeah. Let's look at the Market Cipher B. Market Cipher B has showed that momentum is curving up. Money flow has curved up, and you are getting into the green here on money flow for Dogemy on the daily chart. You had a green buy dot here on October 23rd, so things are looking pretty good for Dogemy so far. And RSI is at 56.9. You have more room to go to higher prices here and still not be overbought, so that's good to see. And then on the MACD, you know, you're getting green candles here. You want to see more green candles, just keep seeing higher for longer. More green candles, justifying that you are going to higher prices here for Dogemy. I think you're alright. I think you're doing alright here with Dogemy. And price targets to the upside. You are starting to get some moving averages above you. I think the highest target to look for is that 200-day moving average, that red line, sitting at, we'll call it 5,300. If you get up to like 5,300, I think I would expect, you know, maybe a pullback at 5,300. Maybe make a higher low, and then this thing can launch up, going to higher prices after that. And higher prices after that, I mean, you know, can we get up to the highs that we saw back here in July when this thing was like trading at like 7,500? You could get a double out of this coin here, yeah. But this is the start of hopefully a price reversal where we can just stop going down and start going back up again on Dogemy here. Joshua Ream is in the chat. Joshua Ream is asking for Poet. And DZ is asking about SQD. Did I not do Market Cipher B on it? You want me to take a look at Market Cipher B? I can do that really quick for you. But let me go ahead and write down this request. Poet is another one that we have to look at. Okay. You also got to look at XRP and NPC. Nicole's in the chat telling us that the Federal Reserve meeting is on Wednesday. Yeah, that's a pretty important thing to pay attention to on Wednesday afternoon Eastern time. I think around like 2 p.m. Eastern time. We'll know what the Federal Reserve is going to do with interest rates, and then they'll tell us what they hopefully plan on doing with interest rates going into like December. I think that should be a sell the news event. So expect volatility on Wednesday, and expect if we are going to go up, you know, to higher prices, you know, on Wednesday, like, you know, for the next couple of days here, Monday, Tuesday, I think Wednesday we might see some sellers just sell the news on Wednesday, to be honest with you. Yeah. All right, let me just take a look at SQD real quick on Market Cipher B, and then we'll move on to XRP. All right, Market Cipher B for SQD. You're not getting any bottoming signals here on the daily chart, and you're not getting a green buy dot either. So I would just wait until you see the green buy dot show up to start putting money to work on SQD. You could, you know, I do see money flow it has been decreasing and going in the red here, and it looks like it's starting to flatline a little bit. But you just don't know. I mean, you know, another bad day could cause the money flow to drop down again. So you want to see money flow start curving back up and hopefully get a green buy dot signifying that this thing wants to go higher, not lower. Okay, but yeah, that's what I see for Market Cipher B for SubSquid. And then just looking at the MACD real quick, you got selling pressure still increasing. It's not decreasing. You want to see pink candles showing up. When you see pink candles instead of red candles, that means the selling pressure is dying down. Okay. And eventually you want to see the green candle showing up on the MACD. Showing that there are buyers going into SubSquid here. But I would just, like I said, you know, be careful, because SubSquid looks like it wants to drop like a rock on you. Okay. You're welcome, DZ. I'm glad you love the TA, the technical analysis. Don't forget to tell your friends and other people on other YouTube channels here that Meet Damien's got some awesome TA here. Alright, moving on from SubSquid, we'll take a look at XRP. We're looking at XRP right now, currently trading at $2.68, up 1.48% today. I have identified here with XRP that there could be a potential inverted head and shoulder pattern. And if that inverted head and shoulder pattern was to play out, the measured move was going to take it to the 100-day moving average. That 100-day moving average is now sitting at $2.72. It looks like we're about to hit the measured move on the inverted head and shoulder pattern here, right? So I just measured from the head to the neckline. Okay, yeah, take that measured move from the head to the neckline. I put it to like where the neckline is, and it says that we should, see XRP get up to like 276, 272, somewhere in that area. I think that is your upside target for XRP going into the near future here. And then once we get past that, can XRP get above the 50-day moving average sitting at 291? That's going to be your next upside target after 272 here. Downside targets, well, don't go lower than this last higher low here. 232 was the last higher low for XRP. If we come back and revisit it, I would expect probably people to get excited again to buy XRP at 230, 240, somewhere in that area, because it has acted as support for now. Let's look at the oscillators for XRP. MACD is showing that sellers are no longer in control because the buyers are now in control with the green candles on the MACD here for the daily time frame. I want to see more green. I want to see higher candles than this. I kind of want to see what we had here back in July. You remember what XRP was doing in July? It was like, I think it was making a new all-time high at like 366, right? You need to see more green like that in order for XRP to go to higher prices and get above $3. But this could be the start of something special here for XRP. Let's look at Market Cipher B. Market Cipher B has shown that XRP has bottomed out in the middle of October here. It even spells it out for you. It says bottom. And you got some green buy dots here. Good to see. And then money flow is in the green on the daily time frame for XRP. So there are people putting their money to work into XRP. For all the XRP haters out there, I know Porky. I haven't seen Porky show up on the live stream, but please somebody show this to Porky that there are people putting money to work in XRP, and you have green money flow here on XRP. So that's going to be disappointing for Porky to see that XRP is actually getting people to buy it right now. So yeah, XRP, keep doing what you're doing, and you'll see higher prices. You'll probably see a $3 XRP, and you're just waiting to see if you get a red dot like we've seen previously. And when the red dot shows up, that's when you should take profits on XRP. And especially if you see it on the MACD, the Market Cipher B, when it says top, the top is in, you should pay attention to that and take profits. And just know that you can take profits and then buy at lower prices if you're still interested in buying XRP here. But yeah, I think XRP's got some work to do. When it gets above the 50-day moving average, that's when it could get some resistance at 290. And, I want to see it get above the 50-day moving average and then use that as support to launch the higher prices. And then we could talk about like $3.66 or $4 for XRP. Well, very interesting on the daily chart here for XRP, right? Got a lot of work to do, but I don't think it's game over yet for XRP. Not yet. Alright, moving over to, we'll take a look at NPC, and then we gotta look at Poet. Nicole's going back to work. Glad to see that you make it out to here and checking me out here on the live stream, Nicole. Glad to see you in. Hopefully you can watch the replay of my live stream on YouTube if you want to catch up to where we left off here. I do have a Meet Damien YouTube channel. Let me just show that real quick here. And you guys can watch the replays of my live streams by going into the Meet Damien YouTube and clicking on live, and you'll see the live stream. This is the one that we're on right now. If Bitcoin stays above this key level, we go higher for longer. Okay. And you see some of my other live streams that I've done in the past couple of weeks here, past months. Alright? And if you haven't, go ahead and subscribe to the Meet Damien YouTube channel. Alright, let's get back to the charts here. We'll take a look at NPC. NPC on Kraken? Non-playable coin? Sure. NPC currently trading at 0.0135 pennies, down 6% today, and clearly still in the downtrend here. Do I need to like draw it out for you? You're still making lower lows, and you're also making lower highs. You're in kind of like a descending channel here. Okay. However, you are at the bottom of this channel. Could this thing climb back up and actually get to the other side of the channel here? And maybe get rejected at like 2 pennies before you come down to lower prices here? That's what I'm seeing for NPC right now. I'm wondering if I could get like some more data here on another exchange. Let's see if Mexi Exchange shows NPC. Yeah, so I was looking at this as like a falling wedge and not really a descending channel. Could you be breaking out of this falling wedge? Because if you are going to break out to the upside, then I think the 200-day moving average sitting at like 0.0185 pennies could act as a good take profit target and act as resistance until this thing can show us that it can stay above the 200-day moving average. Get above 0.0185 pennies, and I think you can start seeing even higher prices than that for NPC. John, you sent me a reply on Discord. All right, yeah, John, if you want to like stay in touch with me and see some more interesting stuff, then you should message me on Discord, and we'll keep the conversation going over there. All right. Alright, NPC, let's see. Was there anything in particular that you want to look at on NPC? Because, you know, right now I just see NPC in a falling wedge, and then kind of like a descending channel as well. I think NPC wants to go to higher prices, but we shall see. We shall see. Right now, you know, looking at the 21 exponential moving average, this white line is acting as resistance right now. You want to get above that 21 EMA at 14.5 pennies here. I'm sorry, 0.0145 pennies here, and actually use that as support rather than resistance. This 21 EMA, you know, if it's going to continue acting as resistance, then yeah, you're going to see NPC go right back down again to like a penny here. All right. Let's see. What did Josh Sharif says? Yo, David, what are your XRP predictions for the end of 2025? Oh, how come I'm still single? I just haven't found the right one yet. I don't know. We're doing girlfriend-wife tryouts here, and it seems like they all keep failing on me. I don't know. Haven't found the one yet. All right. Vibe wants to look at Co-AI. We'll take a look at Co-AI. We've been looking at it on the Discord channel for like the longest time. If you guys want to stay in touch with me, you can find me on the Meet Damien Discord. Hopefully there's nothing too crazy on there right now, but let's take a look at my Discord real quick here. Looks like Laureen's talking about Co-AI here. But yeah, if there's a Meet Damien Discord channel that you guys can join to stay in touch, and we can talk about Co-AI, and you'll see when I go live as well on the live stream here. So like, yeah, if you want to just join the Meet Damien Discord, you can message me here on TikTok, and I will send you the link to join. Also on TikTok, right? If I go back, I believe I have the link to join on TikTok as well. It's in like the description Where's my profile? Come on, profile. There we go. So right there in the bio, you got the Discord channel link right there. Okay, Discord channel link. So you can come join the Meet Damien Discord for my TikTok guys, and then my YouTube guys. The link should be in the description of this video that you're watching, and then also you can find that. I think I have the links on the description of the channel here. Yeah, there's a Discord link right there for you to join. You can also find me on Twitter and Instagram too. I do have a Meet Damien Instagram as well. You guys can come see some of my videos there and message me on Instagram as well. All right. Let's get back to the chats here, and we'll take a look at Poet and then Co-AI. And if I miss a request, guys, let me know if I miss one of your requests here. But yeah, we'll look at Poet and then Co-AI. Let's see, is Lorene in the chat? Because I know she probably wants to take a look at Co-AI. Let me see. I saw Lorene in the Discord. Let me just say hey, like. Let me just say hello, Lorene. Real quick here, Lorene. Hey. Alright, I just sent the message to her since she's on Discord right now. Alright, back to Poet. Poet currently trading at $7.43, down 9% today. This is a, I believe it's a technology stock on the NASDAQ. What does it do? Poet Technology engages in the designing, developing, manufacturing, and sale of optoelectronics for the sensing, data communication, and telecommunication market. Alright, so that's what it does. Looks like you have an earnings report coming out November 12th. They're expecting earnings per share to be about 9 cents loss on a revenue of like $400,000. So this is a small company. Market cap is only $673 million. It's a $600 million company, and it's only bringing in $400,000. Oh, well, for the quarter, though. I guess that's what? $1.6 million a year? Seems kind of high. Well, $1.6 million doesn't seem to be enough to justify a $600 million company, but I don't know. Maybe the earnings are growing. But then they're also expected to lose earnings, too, so I don't know. They're losing money, and they're still a $600 million company. I don't know. That's interesting to me. All right, let's see. Last earnings report. They still lost money, but not as much as they thought they were going to lose. So it was actually a surprise to the upside. They were expecting to lose 10 cents, and they only lost 5 cents per share. And they were expected to have revenue at $300,000, and they only made $268,000 for that quarter. Alright, and yet this thing is still climbing up to higher prices. Interesting. So that probably means they still believe in the future of this company, that it could make more money or stop losing money in the future. Alright, I have done some analysis here. Let me get rid of this for now. We do have Fibonacci. I drew this Fibonacci from like $9.40. $9.41 is as high as this thing got back in October 15th. And I drew that fib all the way down to 467, which is like the low, I believe, back here in August. Yeah, around that level. And we're just chilling out near the 618 golden pocket at 760. Right, what's this thing trading at 750? So we're just hanging out, hanging around, staying above the 21 EMA at $7.40. That should be your support level for now. If you lose $7.40, then this thing will drop. If it does drop, I think it will come down to the previous levels here, back here in September. Looks like around the 0.382 level at 649. Okay, that should be another level to look for. If this thing does drop down for any reason, you could get some cheaper Poet at 649. is what this Fibonacci is showing. And then you got even more support at the 50-day moving average. You would expect that to have to support at 581, which is right next to that 0.236 level. So we shall see. You know, it's very interesting. You are in the process of making lower highs. Are you going to continue making lower highs and lower lows and actually go down to 579? I think if you do, I'd be putting in some buy orders in around the 50-day moving average and this 0.236 level here at 579. You might be able to get some cheaper Poet, at least up until the earnings report. And then when the earnings report comes in November 12th here, that's when you would expect some volatility where this thing could either continue dropping and maybe go below that 50-day moving average, or maybe it actually gets a surprise to the upside and this thing can climb back up to like at least $9.40 like it did here in October. And then we'll see if it does get up to that 1272 at $10.70 here. And then there's even a 1618. If this thing actually starts making money and stops losing money, maybe you might see the 1618 at $12.34 here for Poet. Alright, Laureen's in the live stream and she's on the YouTube live stream. Thank you, Laureen, for coming in. We're about to look at CoAI on the charts here with my Boston accent. Yeah, let's look at CoAI. You came just in time. I'm glad you saw my message. Hopefully you did see my message on Discord. Alright, yeah, we'll look at CoAI on Mexi. And yeah, I did drop into the Discord here, Laureen. I'm like, hey, Laureen, what are you doing? We're about to talk about CoAI right now. And it looks like you showed up here. I'm glad you showed up. Alright. CoAI. I am on the daily chart, but I like using the 1 hour chart when I look at CoAI. Sometimes I look at the 4 hour chart, because this thing is relatively brand new. Okay, it started trading on Mexi Exchange back here on September 25th. And yeah, there's not much data to go off of on the daily chart here. That's why I use the 1 hour, 4 hour chart to analyze this coin here. So let's drop down to the 4 hour chart. This is what it looks like on the 4 hour chart. CoAI, such a roller coaster ride, right? Where this thing has got as high as like, oh, what? $27? It actually got up to $27 on Mexi Exchange? Huh. It didn't do that on the perpetual futures. So that's interesting. So spot, you know, Chain Opera on spot price for Mexi actually got up to like 27 bucks. Wow. I didn't see that on the futures chart. So the futures didn't get quite as high as that, but let's see. Also, it got up as high as $25 on October 24th. Interesting. So we are looking at Chain Opera on Mexi Exchange, and look at the spot price. I just want to show you what I see, because I day trade this and I use leverage trading, and CoAI on the futures, it didn't hit $27. It only got as high as like $20.04, and yeah, around like $19.97 on October 24th. I'm gonna stick to looking at CoAI on the futures chart, because the futures traders, they're a little bit more sophisticated than spot traders. You know, they're a little bit more experienced. They know, you know, for the most part, when the long and when the short, and the prices are a little bit more stable than spot price. So we're gonna look at the futures chart for CoAI here, and on the 4 hour time frame, yeah, CoAI did see high prices here on Friday, $19.97, and then it had that steep drop over the weekend and blown through all the supports that it could have used as support here. It went right below the 50-day moving average on Saturday, and it went below the 100-day moving average on Saturday as well. And you're just trying to see if CoAI is going to actually start bottoming out here. I have marked a level here to watch, 485, that red number right there. was a level that I was eyeballing here. 485, I think, is a level to look for because it acted as support back here on October 20th. And it kind of almost acted as support here on October 11th. So I think that's a level to look out for. And if I draw a Fibonacci from this swing low to swing high here, then we can look at the levels for us to pay attention to here on the Fibonacci. Let's see, how low did this thing go actually? Because I want to make sure I get the exact bottom. This thing came as low as 13 pennies, 13 and a half pennies. Okay, so that's where I gotta draw the Fibonacci down to. 13 and a half. If I can get that to show. Just a little bit more. Alright, there we go. That looks good enough, right? Okay. I'm gonna lock that in now. And we got this going up to like 20 pennies. How high did we go actually? We went to like 20.04. Alright, let me make sure I get that to match as well. 20.04, somewhere around there. Okay, so alright, so here we go. Here we go for Fibonacci. And look at this. Okay, so after I drew that Fibonacci, you can see that the 0.236 level is a crucial level for us to stay above if we're going to continue being bullish here on CoAI. And that's showing that the 0.236 level is at $4.82, so really close to that 485 number. That's 485, you know, not quite perfect, but I think anywhere between 482 to 485, you would expect a reaction off of CoAI. Who knows? It might not actually come down there. You could actually get front run, and this thing might not actually go down to 482. But if you're looking to long CoAI and you're looking for a good entry, I think 482 to 485 is a good area to get in on CoAI. Before, who knows, do we shoot back up to higher prices once again? Because this thing is capable of shooting up to higher prices. Like, we came down as low as $4.35, what, a week ago? And then we launched up to higher prices from there? So, I believe we can do something like that all over again, like the way this thing trades, okay? Could we see $20 all over again for CoAI? We might, but we have to work through the levels first here. So the first level of resistance is going to probably be this 100-day moving average at 785, which is right where that is confluent with the 0.382 level at $7.73. So I think that's the first level of resistance to get that we need to work through before we can then see higher prices. Then we'll see how it handles itself at the psychological $10 level, which is where the 0.5 retracement's at, and also kind of like confluent with the 50-day moving average. I'm sorry, the 50 moving average on the 4-hour time frame at 1044. So you would expect some resistance at $10, and I would expect some resistance at 770 here for CoAI. Let's get into the 1-hour chart. See what the 1-hour chart. See if there's anything interesting on the 1-hour chart. Just the moving averages change on the 1-hour chart. You do have the 200 moving average above you at 945, and then the 100-day moving average at 1062. So I think once this thing gets above like 940 and starts getting to $10, then you'll see some resistance because you'll basically be doubling your money from there, right? If I just measure that out here with the long position, okay, and if you just get up to that 200 moving average on the 1-hour time frame, that's a 70% move up on CoAI. And if you get up to like the 100-day moving average, the 100 moving average on the 1-hour time frame is what I should say, that's about a 90% move up in price. And you're very close to possibly bottoming out here on CoAI. If you could just put your stop loss at like, you know, 480 or 490, somewhere in that area, you're only risking about 12% to try and get 90%. A risk-reward ratio of 7.2. Very good risk-reward ratio for the longs here. I might get into a CoAI trade myself if I don't get stopped out. I was actually looking for 480, 483, 485, somewhere around that area. And I think that'd be a very, very good area to get into. And you can put your stop loss really tight so you don't lose too much trying to long this thing. Alright, let's look at the Let's see what the oscillators are doing here for KoAI. On the 1 hour time frame, looking at Market Cipher B. Yeah, the momentum wave is rising. Okay, you're getting higher lows here on the momentum, the blue area. The money flow, the red area is starting to decrease as well. You're getting some inklings of green every now and then. You have a green buy dot that came in about an hour ago. So maybe money flow is about to curve up. Maybe this thing is ready to start going up to higher prices here. We shall see. We shall see. But that's what Market Cyphers B is looking like for KoAI. Looks like you got some bottom and bull signals here. This was like Sunday morning, and yes, around Sunday morning, and Saturday morning too. Yeah, Saturday morning and Sunday morning. But yeah, KoAI, I think it bled out this weekend, and we're just trying to see if we can get, like, if I was leverage trading this, I would only use like 2x leverage for now. I think spot trading is probably better for a lot of people if they want to be buying KoAI at these prices here. I think for the spot traders, you can still make a good amount of money just spot trading it. You don't have to do too much leverage on this thing. And then let's see, MACD on the 1 hour time frame. Get away. Obviously, we had a bad Saturday, and then Sunday, the buyers started showing up, but we still kept going down in price. I was trying to get into a leverage long yesterday, about the same price, about where it's at right now. But I think, you know, if KoAI wants to continue going down to like 480, I would love to get in at 480, and then keep the stop loss tight and see where it goes from there. Looks like buying pressure is dying down though over the earlier this morning. We'll see. You know, we're kind of in limbo land. This thing could climb the higher prices on us, or it could get that MACD flip, and we might see red again. But if we see red again, I don't think it'll be as steep as it was back here on Saturday. That was pretty brutal this Saturday to see KoAI drop so fast and hard on everybody. But it did it. Yeah. It did do it. But this could be buying opportunities for KoAI. You're making lower lows here on the price. And then let's see, going back to and you're making higher lows on the RSI, so buyers are showing up. You're getting bullish divergence here on KoAI. So that's good to see as well. Alright. Hopefully that helps you out with your KoAI analysis and trades here. Kovaki. Kovaki, what do you mean you know what kind of man I am? you know me better than me? Let's see. ST Gen, are you still talking about MPC? MPC, let's see. You said you asked about MPC last week and it was going down and you wanted a fresh look at it after the move this weekend. Okay. And Laureen is now on TikTok. Good to see you on TikTok as well, Laureen. We're at 2,900 likes here on TikTok. Let's see if we can get up to 3,000. I think we can do that really quick. I literally just said 3,000. You guys got it up to 3,000. Thank you. Can we hit 4,000 likes on TikTok? All right. And Laureen says I deserve the likes. Thank you, Laureen. Let's see. You guys have any other requests here? Let's see. Josh Irene wants to look at Air and DVLT. All right. And then Steve Hickey's in the chat. He wants to look at virtual. So Steve did make that request before Josh Irene. So let me go ahead and write that down. So we'll take a look at what? Virtuals? The cryptocurrency? And then we'll take a look at Air and DVLT. DVLT. Laureen, we did look at XRP earlier. So I'm not sure if I want to like go over it again. I'll do a quick summary on XRP since you requested it again. I'll give you the high side and downside targets. But you can always watch the YouTube live stream again and see my in-depth analysis on XRP. Right now, XRP currently trading at $2.68. Let me get into the daily time frame here. You know, we spotted the inverted head and shoulder pattern, which was a bullish pattern, and it played out to the upside. That's good to see. I expect XRP to get some resistance at the 100-day moving average at 272. And then just, let's see, zooming out here some more. You know, 50-day moving average above you could act as resistance at 291. All right, before you actually get up to like the $3 psychological target for XRP. And then downside, you know, don't go lower than 231 at 0.236 level. And that also was, you know, the last higher low here on XRP was like 232 on October 22nd. So that's the summary analysis on XRP. Okay, XRP, don't go lower than 232. But right now, we're probably going to bump our heads up against this 100-day moving average. It might go sideways before we go up to 290 on XRP. Thank you, Leitrim, for following me here on TikTok. All right, moving on from XRP, we're going to take a look at Virtual now. I believe it's on my watch list here. It is. So I know Virtual had a pretty good weekend. It was moving up the last couple of days here. Virtual catching those bids after bottoming out here in October at 75 cents. You pretty much almost doubled in price on Virtuals. All right. And now here on Virtual, you know, with Virtual trading at $1.47, you're coming up on the Fibonacci at $1.50 here. The 0.5 Fibonacci here. This could act as resistance for now, so I would expect Virtuals to probably, if it doesn't go down, at least probably go sideways for now. Kind of chill out after having a good weekend. Let's look at the oscillators real quick to see what Virtual is showing here. And you can see here on the RSI, you are overbought. Still overbought here on Virtuals. So I would expect Virtuals to kind of like, if you know, chill out and go sideways at best, maybe come down a little bit in price. If you're worried about your profits, I would start taking them now, because we could come down just as fast as we went up. That is possible here in cryptocurrency world. Just keep that in mind. And then let's see, market cipher B on Virtuals. You got a green buy dot here on Thursday. And money flow is in the green. So, you know, as long as money flow stays in the green, then you will see higher prices here for Virtuals. But if you see a red sell dot come in, like we have seen in prior weeks here, then that red sell dot, you should pay attention to that, and you should actually consider, you know, not financial advice, but you should consider selling if you see a red sell dot on the daily time frame here. And yeah, you know, I would probably take profit. You know, you don't have to sell everything. You do take partial profits. But if you see the red sell dot come in, just know, like, there'll probably be a few bad days ahead of you if you see that red sell dot come in on market cipher B indicator for Virtuals here. All right, so you've been warned. If you haven't taken profits, you should consider taking profits. And if you don't, then just know, like, this thing could come down. And if it does go down to lower prices, you do have some moving averages below you. You got the 200-day moving average at $1.38, 100-day moving average at $1.36. So that should be a support zone. And then if it blows past that and goes low prices, there is a 50-day moving average that could act as support at $1.18. And, you know, I would be more interested in buying, you know, Virtuals at $1.18 than buying it at $1.47 right now. So I would mark that in the chart as I could possibly get some Virtuals at $1.18 or $1.20, somewhere in that area. All right. You're welcome, Steve. Thank you for coming into the live stream. Don't forget to hit the like button if you haven't done so already. And let your friends know that you like the TA here on Meet Damien YouTube channel. Oh, thank you, Lorraine, for sending me the roses on TikTok. Appreciate that. And you sent me a heart puff. Oh, that's nice of you. Thank you. Oh, Nicole's still in the chat. She says, too late to buy. What are you asking for? What is too late to buy? What asset is too late to buy? All right. I'll just wait for your answer. But moving on from virtuals, we'll take a look at Air for Josh Shaheen. Yeah, take a look at Air. This is a Re-Alpha Tech Corporation, and this is on the Nasdaq. So this is a stock, okay? I never looked at this stock before. We'll look at the daily time frame. This thing is currently trading at 79 cents, and it's up 3.3% today. Is it? What's going on here? We got a red candle here, though. Very interesting. Why is this showing that this is in the green, but we got a red candle? Weird. Alright. I'm just trying to familiarize myself with this chart, zooming out. Wow, this thing kind of looks just like the old coins here, right? Where you had a really good December last year, and then it's just been bleeding out since then. And wow, I mean, this thing was at even higher prices. Like, this thing started trading in 2024, or 2023 actually, at like $90. Jesus Christ. This thing looks like an old coin, but it's a stock. It looks like a cryptocurrency, but it's a stock. That just goes to show that even in the stock market, you can lose money fast too. Just like you would with an old coin. But you can probably also make money fast too if this thing that actually starts cashing some bids here. What does this thing do? What does this company do? Re-Alpha Tech operates as a real estate technology company, engages in developing an end-to-end commission-free home buying platform powered by artificial intelligence and an acquisition-led growth strategy. Okay. It was founded in November of 2020 and is headquartered in Dublin, Ohio. Okay. How much market cap does it got? Let's see. Let's look at the market cap. How big of a company is this? $71 million market cap. This is a micro cap, small cap technology company involved in real estate and uses artificial intelligence in real estate. So that's very interesting. It's cutting edge technology, I guess, but you're probably wondering if this thing bottomed out, right? Are you catching the bottom on this thing? And it looks like you are making some higher lows compared to what you did here in July. So that's good to see. And then here in the 200-day moving average, you know, you got to get above the 200-day moving average for me to be bullish. And that 200-day moving average is sitting at 82 cents, so you're almost there, but not quite. You've seen some inklings of hope here, where you got above the 200-day moving average, but you only did it for like a few days. So you're trying, you know. You're putting in the work here on Re-Alpha Tech Corporation. And this could be the beginning of something good. Could be the beginning of something good. Let's look at the oscillators now. Let's see. Here on the RSI, you're making higher lows here. That's good to see. Got very overbought here in September with an RSI of like 87. Alright. On the MACD, selling pressure was pretty bad in September going into the beginning of October. But now you got a MACD flip and it's green, showing green now on the MACD. That's good to see if you're trying to be bullish on this thing. And then let's see, moving on to Market Cipher B. You had a green buy dot that came in on Tuesday, October 21st, last week. And then money flow curved back up, right? This is what I say, you know, when you want to see the money flow curve back up, and when you see that, you know there's probably going to be some good days ahead of you. And then also the green buy dot on the daily time frame for Air is showing that, yeah, there's going to be some good days ahead of you until you get the red sell dot. When you see the red sell dot, that's when you should probably consider taking profit. And if you're not going to take profit, then, you know, just know that you might be able to buy it at lower prices again. But yeah, the last red dot, Tuesday, September 16th, and you would have avoided the mess in September had you listened to the red sell dot. And especially when this red sell dot comes above the overbought RSI bars over here. These like kind of like these bars, these horizontal red bars are like an RSI, a relative strength index or indicator. And when you see a red sell dot on top of the red RSI bars here, you know for damn sure you need to get out. That was a good time to get out, because you would have avoided the mess. And you know, towards the end of September, going into October, right? And when that red sell dot came in, look at this, right? That red sell dot came in on September 12th, and you would have avoided all of this mess here, just selling when that red sell dot, especially with the red sell dot above that red horizontal bar. Alright, so Market Cipher B, very powerful indicator. You guys should probably add that to your charts. If you guys want to add Market Cipher B, this is the one that I use. Market Cipher B by Welo Trades. Okay, Welo Trades is a good indicator to use for your Market Cipher B. Help you become a better trader here, an investor. Okay, that's the one that I use. Okay, all right. But yeah, let's see. Upside targets for air. If it is going to go to higher prices, can you get above the last lower high here on October 22nd? Can you get above $1.30? That would be my next target for air, to take some profits, and then maybe take some more profits if you can get back to the other high here at $1.80. Okay. If you get up to like $1.80, that's almost like, oh man, that's like a double in price from where you are right now. Let's just measure that out real quick here. You know, if you were to go up to $1.80, that's about 120% gain, 124%. And you know, put your stop loss probably below the lows on Thursday here. You're risking 19% to try and get 124%. You got a risk-reward ratio of 6.52 if you can get up to that price. Alright, so J.C. Ram, that's how you pronounce your name? J. Sri Ram. Okay. Can I just call you Jay for now? It'd be a lot easier for me if I just call you Jay. I'm just going to call you Jay for now. Alright. Alright, let's see. Laureen, thank you for hitting the likes. We got up to 6,000 likes here on TikTok. Thank you. Appreciate that. Alright, yeah, I'm just going to call you Jay for now. And we got one more request for Jay. Jay wants to take a look at DVLT. Datavolt. Datavolt, currently trading at $3.59. It's up 4.9% today, almost 5%. It was up a little bit higher than that earlier today. We got as high as $4.10 on Datavolt. And wow, alright, this thing kind of looks just as crazy as like an old coin here. You love your high alpha, high risk stocks here, I've noticed. But it seems like you've been trying to catch these bottoms, because these things, they look like they have bottom out. Like this thing looks like it bottomed out Thursday, September 4th. We got as low as 25 cents. Wow. Okay, so this is like a stock that acts like a cryptocurrency, with some crazy sick gains, as long as you can avoid the losses here. What can we do here? So this thing is clearly above the moving averages, and it's above the 21 EMA. I would expect this thing to, you know, if it does drop down, to come back to that 21 EMA at the very least. At 21 EMA is at $2.08, so look out below. I would probably take some profits if I was in this. I would try to take some profits right now. Let's look at the oscillators here real quick. We'll start with I'm trying to get the RSI here. Alright, let's move this thing up here. Move this thing up here. Alright, so you are overbought on the RSI at 73. So just keep that in mind, that, you know, you should probably be taking profits. Don't expect this thing to go to higher prices anytime soon, unless it continues to be overbought. But right now there's a possibility that you're making a lower high here on the RSI compared to what you did here in October, earlier October. This thing saw an RSI as high as 85. So I'd be careful with this one. This thing could drop down on you. And let's see, Market Cipher B. You got a top signal come in around the beginning of October. You got that red sell dot. Then you got the green buy dots. And you got green, red, green. I'm waiting for a red sell dot. When you see the red sell dot to come in, I would definitely start taking profits if you haven't done so already. Not financial advice, but that's what I would do. And then this is very interesting. Money flow, it was in the green. And it was starting to curve down and go into the red, but it actually saved itself here the last couple of days. You caught the bids again. And this thing is curving back up. So, I don't know. This thing might want to go to higher prices. It might. It just might. And then MACD, what is MACD showing? Yeah, you had the green buying pressure, very little selling pressure when it did dip in the red, and then you came back in the green here. This thing's very interesting, very, very volatile, I would say. And I would expect more volatility probably when that earnings report comes out. Looks like the earnings report comes out Thursday, November 13th. They're expecting earnings per share. They're actually going to be expecting to lose money, 7 cents per share, on about $6 million of revenue. That's what they're expecting. We shall see. We shall see. But yeah, if this thing does drop down, I would expect the 21 EMA at $2.08. And let's see. Let's go into the 4-hour time frame, see if there's any moving averages below you. Yeah, the 21 EMA on the 4-hour time frame says $2.28. And most of the moving averages are still below you. 1-hour time frame. Alright, so you got some moving averages below you on the 1-hour time frame. 200 moving averages at $1.61. 50 moving averages at $2.26. I mean, I would try to scoop up some cheaper DVLT at like $2.25, $2.26 if it does come down to that level there. And you got, you know, the people back here could act as support for you at $2.25, $2.26. They're not going to click the sell button unless this thing goes below like $1.70 here. Yeah. All right. Steve says he's from South Florida. And you said don't forget you, but I don't think I forgot you. I didn't. Yeah, we talked about virtual. You asked about virtual, and we looked at virtual. All right, and is CC in the live stream? Let me see. Go ahead and send an invite to CC here. And let me jump in the chat here. VIP Gold Free says, alright, you're just doing some advertising for yourself here. Okay. And Alliance Marla is in the chat. Good to see you, Alliance. Dave just joined. Laureen is still liking. Thank you, Laureen. We're at 7,400 likes here on TikTok. I think most of those likes came from Laureen. Appreciate that. Alright, alright. I think that's it for requests here, guys. I think we had a pretty good live stream today. We got 12 people watching here on YouTube, and we got 8 on TikTok. But people coming in and out on TikTok. I have seen that. I have seen higher numbers there. But yeah, I think we'll go take a look at Bitcoin, and then that's gonna be it for this live stream. I want to get some more water too. Oh wow, Bitcoin 115,400. So Bitcoin's been climbing up since I've been on this live stream. That's good to see. Slightly. Bitcoin's at 115,400. I did say earlier in the live stream we want to see Bitcoin stay above this 50-day moving average, this green line at 114,600. Stay above that level, and it will get more traders and investors around the world excited about Bitcoin. That it might not be game over. That Bitcoin might not be going below 100K. And then we might get some revenge buyers from like whoever sold down here is going to be like, ah, damn it, Bitcoin didn't go below 100K. And now I got to get back in again at 115K. And if I don't get in now, then Bitcoin's going to go to 120K. and then I'm just gonna be paying more just to get back into Bitcoin again. All right, so we got some of that going on with some revenge trading going on. But I think when Bitcoin does get up to like 119K, that golden pocket level could act as resistance. And it has active resistance back in July here. It was hard for us to get above 119, 120K. We only did it for like one day here in July. And we did it for like a couple of days here in August. And then it was like only a few days here in October. So 119K is a level to watch out for Bitcoin in the near term. If we do climb up to higher prices, I would expect some sideways trading action at that level. But if we go sideways on Bitcoin, then that should be good for the altcoins. We'll start seeing money trickling into altcoins here if Bitcoin does go sideways. Even if Bitcoin goes sideways right now at 115K, that's also still good for the altcoins here. As long as Bitcoin's not dropping like a rock, then the altcoins can actually get a recovery going on here. And we're currently seeing Ethereum at $4,200, Solana at 202, AVAX at 20, Sui at 266. There could be some opportunities in some of these higher market cap altcoins that I keep on my watch list here. So I think those will be the good ones to get into. And you could try to throw your hat in the ring on some of the other smaller market cap coins here, like Avantis and Pump, CoAI and Virtual, Pengu. If you want to look at meme coins that I think might stick around because they're actually making some money, then Pudgy Penguins is one probably worth getting into. Dogecoin's been around for the longest time. That one's not going anywhere, so that one could be a good meme coin. And then Bonk. Bonk is another coin that's actually making money with a Solana validator. So Bonk is going to be around and burning their token, and lowering the supply of the token by actually taking the profits from their Solana validator and burning the coin itself. So Pudgy Penguins also does that, and Pudgy Penguins has like an online retail store where you can buy like Pudgy Penguin, cute Pudgy Penguin t-shirts and stuff like that. And because they're making money, Pudgy Penguins is probably going to be a meme coin worth getting into and staying for the long term, in my opinion. Not financial advice, but if you're looking at meme coins to get involved in, I probably would stick to these ones right here: Pudgy Penguin, Dogecoin, and Bonk. I think Shiba Inu is also trying to do some stuff, but we shall see. Pepe's also been around for a while, so that's also a meme coin worth maybe getting into as well. All right, but yeah, I think we could see some good stuff here for the altcoins as long as Bitcoin continues climbing up. Obviously, Bitcoin climbs up, you'll see some of that money go into the altcoins. Let me just look at the chat one more time here. And I think I'm going to end the live stream on that note here, guys. I think Bitcoin is going to try to make a run for 119, 120K. And then once we can actually get back to the all-time highs at 126, then we can start talking about $130,000 Bitcoin all over again as a possibility here at that 1272 fib extension level. And then later on in the future, maybe, who knows, maybe we might see $137,000 Bitcoin where the 1618 is at. But first, we got to get to 119, 120K and actually stay there, or at least stay above it, before we can start talking about 126 or 130K Bitcoin. Mark says bull flag. All right. It's 1:37 p.m. here, Lorraine. Yeah, I'm 4 hours behind you. All right, and yeah, Mark is talking about bull flag on Bitcoin. Possibly. If you want to consider this one big giant bull flag on the daily time frame, maybe. But that's how you perceive it. I just think Bitcoin is just, as long as we stay above this 200-day moving average, we shall be fine. Okay? I was starting to get worried about Bitcoin when it lost the 200-day moving average earlier in October. But we did what we needed to do. We got above it. And we're still above it. And now I want to see us continue being more bullish by actually getting above the 50-day moving average and staying above it and using it as support instead of resistance. This is still a possibility that You know, Bitcoin could get rejected off the 50-day moving average, and maybe we come and revisit the 200-day all over again at $108,000, $109,000 Bitcoin. I'm not sure what would cause it to do that. Okay, maybe if something bad happens with the Federal Reserve later on this week, or you got the Trump-China meeting on Thursday, you know, or Friday, somewhere around towards the end of the week. If that goes bad, then yeah, maybe that could send Bitcoin down to 108K, 109K all over again. And then we'll just have to figure out whether we want to stay in Bitcoin or if we want to actually sell it if the news ends up being bad later on this week. Oh, okay. Was there a time change? Was there a time change? Did we roll the clocks back here? I can't remember. I have to look that up. But yeah, I think we were about 5 hours behind you. Now we're only 4 hours. Mark says back to the regular schedule alt season, and CC is in the chat. Good to see you, CC. You want me to take a look at gold? I was about to end the live stream, but yeah, I guess we could take a look at gold. As far as gold goes, you know, gold is at $4,000. Gold will go to higher prices if Donald Trump keeps threatening China with tariffs. Then you'll probably see gold go up to higher prices because they're having a meeting and there's a chance that they might lower tensions with China on the trade. I think that's causing the price of gold to dip down because people are taking the money and profits from gold and putting it into the stock market. If things go bad with the Trump-China meeting, then I would expect gold to actually go up to higher prices as Trump threatens more tariffs on China. Yeah. That's how I've been seeing things over the last couple of weeks, over the past year actually, since Trump's been in office. But yeah, looking at the technicals here on the chart, I wanted to see gold stay above this 21 EMA at 4,053. We're actually below it right now. We're threatening to go to lower prices here on gold. If we lose that 21 EMA, there's not much support on the moving averages until you get down to this 50-day moving average at $3,500 gold. This is where I would be interested in buying some cheaper gold if I was inclined to do so. I would try to see if I can get some gold at $3,500. And there's even some more support here at like $3,300, where you got a lot of people over the last few months. For most of 2025, they were buying gold at $3,300. So I would expect that to be a good support zone for gold as well if it does drop down. Let's see. Do I want to look at let's look at the oscillators here real quick. Let's see. The MACD. MACD is showing selling pressure is increasing on gold. You would want to see pink candles showing up if this thing was to start become bullish. You would want to see pink instead of red, showing that selling pressure is dying down, like you saw that here in May. And yeah, right now I'd be more worried about gold going down to lower prices right now. Also, if they actually get the government shut down, if they get the government to reopen again, that could also cause less fear in the market, and that would also take away from gold as well. So maybe we have seen the highs for gold for this year. Maybe there might be a higher price for gold next year, but I think if conditions improve with the economy, and if trade tensions cool down with China, you're going to see gold price go down. For the most part, and it's probably going to go down to that $3,500, $3,300 level. Let's look at the market cipher B real quick. Market cipher B is showing you topped out. Like, you obviously topped out. It said it not once, not twice, not 3 times, 4 times. It said you are topping out on gold right now. So I would expect gold to go to lower prices here. And money flow is decreasing. Even though it's in the green, it's starting to curve down, and if it continues this path, it's going to go red going into like November here. So I don't think gold is going to have a good November. I would be looking for shorts. I would be looking to take profits if I was in gold right now. because you already had a good run on gold. I think now's time, if things improve in the economy, and the narrative is that China and US are getting along with each other on trade, then you're going to see gold go down to low prices. You're going to see money leave gold and go into the stock market, go into crypto, instead of going into gold. Let's see, AJ Alreki is asking about Tau. And Lorene is thinking about shorting gold. Yeah, you know, just know, like, obviously the best time to short it was around October 20th, right? When gold was at 43, almost $4,400. Put a stop loss probably right there at $43, $4,400, but you're risking about 10%. Do you really want to risk 10%? If you're shorting it now, I'd probably put the stop loss above the highs here on Thursday at like 4,150 or 4,200. That I think you're only risking about 5%. And if you're right, you know, you're risking 5% to try and see if your short is probably going to go down to that 50-day moving average. Let's just game plan that out real quick. If you were to do a short, put your stop loss at like 4,200 somewhere, or 4,150 somewhere around there, and you're trying to take this all the way down to that 50-day moving average. And I don't know. You see, the stop loss is 4.5%, and you're only going to get 11% on the way down. Your risk reward ratio is 2.44. I would wait for gold to come back up one more time here. Maybe get up to like 4,100, 4,200, and then you can move your entry to like 4,200, and then you can get even more of a gain here, where you could get like a 14% gain. And then the stop loss, you know, if you're buying, I mean, if you're selling gold at 4,200, maybe put the stop loss at like 4,250, and you're only risking about 2%. And now your risk reward ratio is 6, and that's a lot better than trying to short gold right now. I would wait for gold to come up a little bit. Okay. But yeah, I would not try to short gold right now. I would try to see if it can go up a little bit higher from where it is right now, and then short it. But yeah, 33, 3,500 is a target for gold if you're going to try to short it. CC wants to look at Trump coin. Oh, got a couple more requests. Alright, I'm only going to do these last 2 requests, guys, and then that's it. Steve, we looked at virtual earlier in the live stream. If you want to rewind the live stream, I think we talked about it in like the first hour for virtual. Okay. Off the top of my head right now, virtual is up on some resistance at $1.50. It could come down to like $1.18, $1.20 if it does get a correction here. All right, let's look at Tau, and then we'll look at Trump coin, and then that's it. I gotta go. I gotta go to the gym. I gotta get the rest of my day here going. Tau. BitSensor. Alright, so we're looking at Tau, currently trading at $417, up 3% today. Tau has been in a descending triangle, or maybe even like a symmetrical triangle, making lower highs, but also making higher lows, and then it broke out of that triangle. Okay, so that's good to see. You're getting some price action here for Tau. And then here you are above the 200-day moving average, so I can be bullish on this asset. And you came down, you revisited the descending triangle here. Use it as support, so that's good to see. I think this thing wants to go to higher prices. Yeah. And I drew a Fibonacci on this thing. If we do go to higher prices, there could be some resistance at 460. That's your 7860 retracement. And then, of course, you know, we'll see how it handles itself at 539. Which was the high back here. Was that the high back here in May? Yeah, around that area. Okay, 539, 540. But I think Tau wants to go back up to 540 and 460 here. The way things are looking on the charts. Let's go look at the oscillators real quick. Market Cipher B is, you got a green buy dot here on Saturday, a couple of days ago. and money flows in the green. So it's looking pretty healthy here on Market Cipher B. I'd be worried when I see a red sell dot. When you see a red sell dot, I would take profits on Tau if I had them. Okay. And then here on the MACD, your MACD is showing that the selling pressure is dying down, and you're getting some pink candles here, and you are expecting some green candles to show up and get a MACD flip. I'm expecting some better days ahead for Tau. Okay, so you might see some higher prices here for Tau, according to the MACD and according to the Market Cipher B. And if Tau decides to drop down for any reason, right, if we get a bad news event that sends this cryptocurrency down, you got the 0.5 retracement at 354, which is confluent with the 50-day moving average at 358. So I would expect the moving averages to act as support below you at around 350, 355 here. All right, moving on from that, we'll take a look at Trump Coin. And then that's it. No more requests. I gotta, I've been on this stream for almost 2 hours. I usually do a 2-hour live stream, and then that's it. Satoshi Analyze is asking for Blender. We'll take a look at Blender if you come into the live stream tomorrow, same time, 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern time. We'll take a look at that, but I'm about to end the live stream here soon, so you can look at it tomorrow. We'll take a look at it tomorrow. Yeah. Or you can come onto the Discord if you want to join the Discord here, the Meet Damien Discord channel. We can take a look at your chart when I get around to it. All right. But yeah, you can join the Meet Damien Discord. The link is in the my bio for TikTok. Okay. If you go onto TikTok, you'll see the link to join the Discord is in there. And I can also message you on TikTok. If you message me back, if you message me, I can message you back. And I can give you the link for the Discord if this link doesn't work for some reason. Alright, Trump Coin currently is trading at $7.60, up 21% today. Actually getting some bids. Alright. And if Trump Coin continues going up to higher prices, you would expect some resistance. You got some moving averages above you. We got the 50-day at 823, the 100-day at 870, and the 200 at 949. I would expect 949 to actually act as resistance. Because whoever bought, at like $5, they're probably going to sell at $9. That's like almost like a double for them. And you would expect them to take profits at that 200-day moving average. Alrighty. Did I lose my music? Oh no. So I replay the music there. Okay. But I have looked at Trump Coin before. We had a take profit target here at like $10.61 and a take profit target too at $12.73, and those were like the areas of resistance that I've seen back earlier this year, and areas of support and resistance back here in like May. So I think those targets are still good to look at here for Trump Coin. $10.61 could be a target to take profit, and then $12.73 another target to take profit on your Trump Coin. Let's look at the oscillators real quick. Market Cipher B is showing that Trump Coin has bottomed out in September, and you got a green buy dot on October 23rd. Money flow is increasing going into the coin, and you're actually getting some green showing up on the money flow here. So there could be some good days ahead of you for Trump Coin here. You could actually see that $10 target at some point. RSI's at a healthy 63. When it gets to 70 or higher, then you know that this thing is getting overbought. Interesting. I don't know why. Why is Trump Coin getting the bids right now? I don't know if there's a narrative going on, if something good happened for Trump Coin, but looks like this should be some good days ahead of you for Trump Coin. And then here on the MACD, selling pressure died down, and you're getting some green candles and even higher green candles here on Trump Coin. So this is good to see. Very healthy price action here for Trump Coin. But I still have to be bearish on Trump Coin until it can prove to me that you can get above the 200-day moving average. That 200-day moving average, get up to like $9.49, $10, and then I'll flip from being bearish to bullish, because that means you're no longer in the downtrend, hopefully here, and you're doing bullish things if you can get up to that 200-day moving average. Oh, Jay says the Epstein files will dump Trump Coin. Yeah, maybe. We'll see. Gotta watch out for that. And then CC says she needs $15. I hope you get to $15, but right now it's looking like $10 is the target, and then $12.70 for now. Alright guys, that's gonna be it for this live stream. Thank you guys for coming in. We actually got up to like 13,000 likes here on TikTok. And thank you guys for coming on to my YouTube live stream as well. We got more likes than the amount of people watching, so that's pretty cool to see too. Alright, and we'll just plan on going live again tomorrow and looking at the charts from like 12 to 2 p.m. Eastern time, okay? But for now, good luck trading and investing in whatever assets you decide to get into, guys. You can continue chatting with me here on Discord. Meet Damien Discord. Link is in the bio for TikTok, and also in the link for the Discord is also on YouTube as well, in the description of the channel and this video that you're watching. Alright guys, that's gonna be it. I will see you tomorrow. Take care guys.